boy, you should know that I've got you on my mind, your secret admirer. I've been watching you at night. I think of you. I want to be your baby.
The bromance genre is beloved in comedic cinema. In a bromance, two heterosexual men who are incredibly close and intimate are central to the narrative. Think Point Break, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Wayne's World, or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. These films tend to be celebratory of male friendships, though back in 2009, Rosamund Witcher suggested that I Love You Man signalled a change in tone.
Fuck, motherfuck, noise, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, noise, smoking weed, doing coke.
She argues that Rudd's character having no male friends is a loser, and that this is depressing to watch. She also argues that the characters are unsympathetic, with Seagal's Sydney being particularly offensive towards women. I disagree and truly enjoy the film, but perhaps Witcher was somewhat of a prophet, because with McDonough's Banshees of Inisherin, and more recently the release of Friendship, we see a deviation from the typical bromance. Instead, we are faced with the absurdist horror when male friendships fall apart. Both are dark comedies, which show disastrous consequences when men fall out. However, the meanings behind each are vastly different. In Banshees, we watch as Farrell's Porrig breaks down when his long-standing friendship with Gleason's Colm rejects him.
You liked me yesterday.
Colm threatens to mutilate himself every time Porrig speaks to him.
What I've decided to do is this. I have a set of shears at home, and each time you bother me from this day on, I'll take those shears and I'll take one of my fingers off with them.
And he does so. The fallout becomes increasingly destructive and chaotic. However, the purpose of this is not to reflect on male relationship dynamics, but rather to symbolically reflect the Irish Civil War. The film is set against the backdrop of the Civil War being set in 1923 on the fictional island of Inisherin. Colm and Porrig represent the Irish Free State and the Irish Republican Army. The destruction caused by their fallout, which not only impacts them, reflects the destruction of the Civil War. The men have a past, long-standing friendship which devolves into bitterness that, whilst they may ultimately live with it, will never fade. The conflicting feelings are clear allegory, reinforced by the ending.
Haven't had any rifle fire from the mainland in a day or two. I think they're coming to the end of it.
I'm sure they'll be at it again soon enough, aren't you? Some things there's no moving on from.
Friendship is a different beast altogether. Whilst I've seen numerous Reddit threads discussing interpretations, such as the film being representative of neurodivergent struggles, I think the whole point of friendship is that there is no point. Like the work of playwright Harold Pinter, characters in Friendship engage in aimless, repetitive dialogue and behaviours. Arguably, particular images may even be references to moments in Pinter's work, such as the play The Caretaker, like when Tim Robinson's character Craig loses his shoe in the sewer system. Can't wear shoes that don't fit. Nothing worse. I said to this monk here, I said, "Look here, mister." He opened the door, big door, he opened it. "Look here, mister," I said. "I come all the way down here. Look," I said. I showed him these. I said, "You haven't got a pair of shoes, have you? A pair of shoes," I said. "Enough to keep me on my way. Look at these. They're nearly out," I said. "They're no good to me. I heard you've got a stock of shoes here." Or when Craig hallucinates ordering a sandwich at Subway when he takes a drug-induced trip. Have one of these. Don't you pull anything. No, you're still not understanding me. I can't help being interested in any friend of my brother's. I mean, you're my brother's friend, aren't you? Well, I wouldn't put it as far as that. Don't you find him friendly, then? Well, I wouldn't say we was all that friends. I mean, he done me no harm, but I wouldn't say he was any particular friend of mine. What's in that sandwich, then? Cheese. That'll do me. Take one. Thank you, mister.
Oh, hey. How you doing, man? What's for lunch today?
Black Forest ham.
Perfect choice. What kind of bread?
Let's go with Italian urban cheese.
All right.
Craig doesn't find the answers he's looking for because there are none. These images, along with others like Tammy's flowers, the van and the sports car, and Craig's many, many, many destroyed phones, may seem symbolic to some, but really there's nothing there. When asked about the symbolic value of motifs in The Caretaker, Pinter replied, "Dear Master Seaman, I am glad to know of the interest of Form 5A in The Caretaker. I will answer your questions quite frankly. Davies's papers are at Sidcup because that's where they are. His name is assumed because he assumed it. The two brothers see little of each other because they rarely meet. Aston fiddles with his plugs because he likes doing it. When he goes out to walk, he walks. The monk swears at Davies because he doesn't like him. Davies doesn't like coloured people. He refuses to believe that he makes noises during the night. The Buddha is a Buddha. The shed is a shed. I assure you that these answers to your questions are not intended to be funny. My best wishes to you all. Yours sincerely, Harold Pinter." In both Friendship and The Caretaker, the aimlessness, the lack of purpose, the lack of meaning all add to the humour, especially the absurdity of the productions. Just like in The Caretaker, we cannot expect the characters in Friendship to break out of their repetitive cycles, even when progress momentarily seems to have been made. The cringe-inducing absurdity of the film creates both discomfort and humour. In comedy, the unexpected and ridiculous is often what makes something effective. You'd think that repetition would conflict with this, but in stand-up especially, repetition can actually emphasise the humour, particularly when the repeated concept is extremely ridiculous.
This is just me. This guy being the president, it's like there's a horse loose in a hospital. It's like there's a horse loose in a hospital. I think eventually everything's gonna be okay, but I have no idea what's gonna happen next. And neither do any of you, and neither do your parents, because there's a horse loose in the hospital.
A well-executed callback to an earlier bit can also be the standout joke of the show. Why? Perhaps because it's in a new, unexpected context. Perhaps because it has grown more excessive and ludicrous than before. In Friendship, both of these are true, but it's also amusing that someone can keep making such awful choices. The comedy is well executed throughout, carried by the brilliant performances of the cast. In regards to the cast and the idea of callback, I do find it an interesting choice to have Paul Rudd in one of the main roles, considering his presence in notable films of the bromance genre, like the aforementioned I Love You Man. Perhaps this is just another instance of the unusual subverting expectations for humour. So what do these films tell us? Like Gleason's Colm, desperately trying to find meaning in his dull existence, perhaps we can forcefully wheedle out some meaning here. Maybe they are signals that bromance is officially dead, this reinvention of the genre potentially reflecting current issues of men's mental health and loneliness. Or maybe it's all just meaningless.
Shower with sugar lumps and ride the road.